Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gypsy Poet Radio here on blogtalkradio.com/Gypsy Poet. I'm the Gypsy Poet, and with me is the ever-fabulous and wonderful and ever-crazy Girl George. Yes, people, Girl George. Say it with me, people. Girl George, Girl George, Girl George. Oh, what a blast. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, my God. Okay, we got a guest this afternoon with the lovely and wonderful Girl George. She is an actress. What a wonderful surprise this is. My goodness, what a surprise. Oh, my God. Okay. Girl George, are you there? Are you with me? Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, I'm
are
here.
You with me?
We got Robbin's going to be with us. Me and Robin were going to play Once Upon a Time.
I'm right here, honey. Hi, girls. Nice to talk to you and explode here on this radio together.
How do you pronounce your whole name? Robin Harvey Trousdale?
Yeah, here I am, live.
Yeah, we were in a play together at Al's Bar in about 1990. It was for some art fair or something. And Norm from Cheers is one of the producers of it.
Yes.
And Joe Bloom wrote it and directed it and was in it. And Mike, what's his name? Mike Willis?
Mike Wiles. The ever wonderful Mike Wiles, yes.
Yeah, he's in Breaking Bad now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He definitely is. Yeah.
He was the greatest villain I've ever seen. I loved him. He was Scorpio. Me and him got along great. And he was just a great villain. He always plays a villain. He's so good at it.
Yeah, I did a lot of stuff with him, and he was always like my lover or my, villain or my sidekick. What a great sidekick. I was so lucky. I was so lucky to work with him so often.
Did you do movies too, or did you just do stage plays?
No, I did theater, and I did some movies. I did a one really, really awful B one called The Emperor of the Bronx, and you can get it on Netflix, but it's so bad, it's good. I did a lot of things. Really, I think it was something like Whoever Bothered. I played some Italian, wife who was beaten. It was awful, but I got paid. That was the most important thing. And I worked with so many great people too. I worked with, James Perry, Lee Ehrenberg, Susan Averitt, a lot of people who did some really fabulous productions at Al's Bar, and I also did a lot of art performance, like at the L.A. Bar Bazaar and the Barnsdale Theater Park. I was just like I don't know, it's just a woman who likes to have a cocktail with her theater. That's my kind of theater. As long as you can have a bloody cocktail, it's good. So bad movies and short films, too. Yeah. So, I don't know, George, you plug and ask the questions. Not
okay, you're in San Francisco now, right?
Yeah, I'm in San Francisco.
Are you still acting?
Oh, well, you know what I'm really into right now is writing. I'm finishing something called The Catering Girl, and I did write something called Inside the Wooden Leg. So I hope in 2014 that I can have these published. But, George, I act every day of my life.
Don't we all?
I do. I want to. It's there, but right now I very much enjoy painting and writing, but I want to come see you, George,
I'm in Berkeley. I'm in Berkeley at the Missouri every Wednesday. If you want to come down, you can sing. It's an open mic. You just sign up, and they'll back you up if you want.
Oh, you will? Okay.
Yeah, sure. Paul backs up anyone wants him to. And there's some other guys that are there that are really good. They can back you up.
Well, what got you into
acting? Down.
I was going to ask, what got you into acting?
Well, I come from a very dysfunctional family. But, I don't know, it's a stream. I grew up with artists. my stepdad, who is my real dad because I grew up with him, Alton Kelly, was, one of the great poster artists of the 60s, Alton Kelly. I don't know if you know Mouse and Kelly.
Is that your stepfather?
Yeah.
Really?
Married my mom when I was very young, and he, so I grew up that way, and I always wanted to
That was with the whole Haight-Ashbury crowd, the Avalon people.
Absolutely. He did the skull and, the roses and such, and so
the Grateful Dead, right?
Not a Grateful Dead, and he, had so many influences, but I was a very, my mom was like a hippie. We moved around all over, and so the only thing that I could do is get into reading about theater and watching old movies. I was a very strange kid, but I finally begged my granddad, please, I got to go to theater school. So I went to the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute for about 7 years, and then I finally went on this audition, and it said, Al's Bar, come audition for this play called Go. I had never read anything about Jack Kerouac or John Cullen Holmes. I mean, what a dork I was. But I walked into this bar, and the bar was facing, and they were serving sake and beer, and I said, what? This looks like a garage, and everybody's painted it all over, and I feel right at home here. So I auditioned, and this wonderful woman, Suzanne Avery, who wrote Go, who directed it, she hired me on the spot, and I played Catherine Hobbs, and kind of this character. We had it was the wildest play, the most incredible experience. I mean, I remember flying off the stage, literally. There was this one scene, and Robert Patrick, who is now an incredible actor, was in it. We were all just kind of these wonderful, we were like this grand octopus with legs, just embraced each other. I remember this one scene where we're, being wild and smoking these fake joints, and of course somebody laced it, and here we on stage, sold out show, and I went, oh dear God, I think I'm high. But the play was just amazing. That was my first play at Al's Bar, and then I started to, it became my family, and I met other people, and we created this kind of nurturing environment where we wrote plays, we put on plays, and I met the wonderful Sean Fenton and his wife Marie Capiti, and I worked with, that's where I met Mike Wells too. And we embraced each other, and we just did play. Now, what great thing could it be to watch a play and have a beer and have $3, people would pay $3, people would sneak in, and then there'd be a wild rock and roll band. Of course, you, Girl George, played many times after. Many times. But then, it was just a wild time. And then my next play, which was incredible experience, was called Shaved Splits, and it was written by Sam Shepard and Patti Smith when they were going out together. It was a one-woman, this was directed by James Terry. This was another creative force energy. It was a one-woman show. We had a rock and roll band that would play throughout the show. I was on stage for literally 45 minutes. I can't even begin to describe what kind of play this is. All I can say is I was a bratty, nasty little girl. The stage was a Mylar paneling, head-to-toe ceiling, and I bounced around on a air mattress and did great dialogue from Sam Shepard and Patti Smith. But then, as time went on, there were so many other great people, but how I got into it is it was just part of my nature as I grew up. It was sort of this little place that I would go, and it saved me. It actually saved me. When I went into this Al's Bar, I said, oh, wow, I think I'll live here for a few years, which I actually did, probably from 85 to 93. And I think, George, the last play I did was with you, Sonora Town.
Sonora Town, yeah. Now, I'm not an actress. I played there as a musician, and Joel wrote the play with everybody he typecast. He wrote it around people he knew, which you were one of them and Mike was one of them, and he typecast them into roles that they were really good at playing, and it was like a cartoon, and everyone was so overblown, ridiculously typecast, and there were 3 singers in it that he had written for Charlie from Pop Defect, the bass player, and a couple guys from Sandy Duncan's Eye. Now, the guys from Sandy Duncan's Eye flaked out, and they were supposed to write the music for it. And so he got some actor to do one of the singers of the 3, and they said, oh, why don't you get George to do the other one? These were written for guys. And they said, oh, George could do it. So they said, oh, George, you do it. And he says, you got to write the songs, too, you know. So that was the hardest songs I ever wrote because they had to be from his point of view, which I'm used to writing from my point of view. So I had to write them over and over again until they were his point of view. But I wrote all the music for it. And being these were asexual, just little 3 guys that wandered into town playing music, and all they wanted to do was get drunk and sing songs and smoke dope. And so it was an easy part for me. We just made fun of everybody. We weren't really part of the play. We were a counterpoint, and we just made fun of everyone up there. So that was a real easy thing for me to do.
Well, George, you know, I'm so, I think this is such a wonderful circle, you know. I was so glad that maybe my last play, I think you were, the most amazing woman, and getting to know you and see who you knew and the music you did and Facebook and the 60s. I mean, you are a force to be reckoned with, and I'm so grateful, and I'm really honored that you asked me to, talk about my stuff. But, talking about getting high and drinking in Sonora Town, I mean, I played, that's my favorite character, the eviler, the boozier, the nastier. Honey, that's my favorite type. But, I had to drink champagne through it because I figured the character's name was Donna Trump, and she had to be, my subtext for that character was that she always drank champagne and probably slept with all the dudes, and maybe two, She
was overblown. My ex-partner, Star from Nashville, would have loved playing that part. Boy, that would have just been perfect for her.
Oh, yes.
In fact, in that movie, did you see the movie they made about me and Star?
No,
it's up on YouTube. They stole the scene from that play, and while she's talking about being in a play, they used the scene it's actually you, it's not her. They have a scene, and they said, she's talking about this play she was in San Francisco, and they show that scene of you with the guys, as if that was her. Oh. But I guess it could have been, the character she could have played really easy.
Oh, she could have definitely done it. And, boobs are good.
Yeah. And the funny part about that play is when we were first rehearsing it, you were sick and couldn't be there. And my daughter, which was 12 years old at the time, and she had double D's, accidentally, poor baby. And she read for your part the whole time while you were sick. Clear to the end, practically. You didn't even rehearse much for that. My daughter read the part, and here they are making fun of boobs and shit, and it's a 12-year-old.
Oh, my God. George, I can't remember. I do remember getting really, really sick, but I did get on there, and I remember...
You learned it all, so when we started it was you doing it, because they couldn't have her in the bar doing it. But she did all the rehearsals. So we all rehearsed with her, and then you just did it cold, came up there and did it perfect.
Oh, honey,
but you were sick the whole time and during rehearsals.
Oh, dear God, thanks for reminding me. I have an old lady brain. But, I'll have to write your daughter and thank her. She's an amazing force, too. Wow. George, wow, I'm tingling. And, I hope that you can interview Mike Wells because he's oh, wow.
I've been trying. I've been asking. Why don't you ask him? Maybe he'll do it if you ask him. I've been asking him on Facebook, but he never answers me. When I put the play up there, he says, "Oh, thanks for putting it up." And I says, "Oh, why don't you be on our radio show?" And he never answers. So some people I can't get to. I'd love to interview him. I've been asking him and asking him.
Oh, he's just it's so great when you can be on stage and have, other people giving you all their great energy and support. I mean, and another...
Yeah, I love Mike. He was so much fun playing with up there.
He's so cool. And, another great thing is that I got to work, we did Al's National Theater play with 5-minute plays. So there's a lot of plays, and they were all took an hour and a half on a Sunday and a Saturday, and each play was 5 minutes. And Sean Fenton directed and produced that, and I loved doing that because it was you would do one character, it would be 5 minutes, and then you'd do another one. And I did write one piece called I Want to Send a Telegram, which I totally love. So maybe I'll sing one of the songs from that when I come visit you in Berkeley.
Well, why don't you sing right now? I want to hear you sing right now. Sing some.
I have a terrible voice, so
I don't care.
I'll just write you a little excerpt. I'll read to you something that I have, part of this, because I only wrote the words, so I don't know the music. Hey, I think you should turn it into a rock and roll song, because it was really emotional, this song. I only remembered the chorus, but I'll do my best to, I'll read it and then just sing the chorus. And it's kind of dramatic and emotional because I wrote this for the play Les Girls de Maison, the Girls of the Champagne House, typical. So it's, I'll paint my nails, I'll paint them red, red for my love, red is my heart. Seek the full moon when it's cool and dark. There I will wait by the lake. And so this is only chorus because I can only remember this. Quickly, hurry, catch me, my love. I am slowly dying without you. And then it's a caress, caress, I become a snake, coils of venom sticking through my veins. You may not know the smell of you is completely divine. And then it's quickly, hurry, catch me, my love. I am slowly dying without you. That's, I couldn't find, I have so many papers and shit. It was really emotional. It was sung by Marie Capiti, who had a great voice. And, I'm a nervous old lady. I don't know how to sing.
Old lady, I must be twice your age, being that your stepfather is my age. I think I'll be 69 this year,
Oh, honey, you look beautiful, and you, I'm going to come.
That's trick photography. I don't really look that way.
I actually want to come back to. I actually want to come back to Robbin here for a moment. I wanted to know, where are you from originally?
Well, a lot of people ask, and it's really hard to say. I was born in Los Angeles. I went to Catholic school, and then my mother said, we're leaving. We're going to San Francisco. I was 11 years old.
What year was that?
Oh, God, honey, let me think about it. I'll be 55 in November, so blah, blah. Somebody do the math. I have an art brain. I don't have a math brain. But I came.
65, 67?
Yeah, that's when the Waterhouse was out, the big Loves out in Sausalito Bay when you crossed over through the bridge. You could see that big watershed with Love. So I came out here, and then I was, my mother was a traveler. As a traveler, I went from place to place. I've done a lot of traveling. And, I've never stayed in one spot for too long. But
you were an only child?
No, I have a lot of half sisters and brothers out there.
They're all half, what, on your mother's side, your father's side, or both?
Both. Both. I think my favorite thing to do to entertain anybody in my family was to, think of makeup characters. So I don't know where I'm really from. I'd say San Francisco is my heart, my home base. And don't be surprised if I do some flash mob theater somewhere.
Did you go to the Avalon when you were little?
All I can tell you is I remember a lot of rock and roll, a lot of herb, and I did everything the opposite. Of course, the parents are hippies. I said, okay, I'm going to be Barbra Streisand. I'm going to pin curl my hair. I did everything the opposite because I was just so disturbed. I do remember traveling down to Stinson Beach, and this really amazing memory, and I kid you not, looking down at these tarps, these beautiful tarps, and music and the smell of marijuana in the air and people.
Patchouli.
Yeah. Oh, I thought patchouli was disgusting. Also, of course, I'm a teen. When I'm really getting into my preteen, I'm like, I don't want to be naked, for Christ's sakes. I want that bathing suit, Mom. But, I just have some really powerful, good memories. And I think that's part of, I think the destination is the journey. Isn't this true for all of us? I'm hoping, I just hope that I can create again and put it out there.
Did you go to Altamont? Did your mama drag you off there?
Oh, probably. I mean, I did.
I was in 1969, so how old would you have been in 69?
Well, oh, God, remember, I can't do math. I was gone. I would also leave. My grandfather thought, and I love my granddad, thought my parents were hippies, so he sent me away to school at 13. So then I went away. Big Island, and that was another big part of my life. And then I would come back because they didn't want me to be a hippie, but I am a hippie. I have a hippie heart.
So you went to Catholic school?
I went to Catholic school first, then I was in shock and went to hippie school in Marin, and I was all of a sudden in this, with a lot of other hippie kids. We didn't do homework. We were just running around. We were put in one room, and we said, hey, do some homework. Of course we didn't. Did that for a while. So, and then I was in Mill Valley. I lived in San Rafael, San Anselmo. Let's see. And then I went off to the Big Island in Kamoeala, Hawaii. And then I was there. And then I would come back and forth to San Francisco. So, when people ask me where I'm from, I don't know where I'm from. I think it's another time.
You're a gypsy, huh? You're a traveling gypsy.
That's why you guys are, yeah, I'm a gypsy just like you girls.
Yeah.
I'm so honored, really, George, and honored by you both. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous. My voice is a little shaky. I've always been shy. I don't know how I did theater. I think it was just like a pulse within me, like you with your music, George. I have to do it. I mean,
it's something you have to do, right?
It's something you have to do. I'm very much into painting, and my next thing I really want to do is show a lot of my. I lived with my great grandmother. I had the fortune; she was 95, and I have all her fantastic artwork. That's another kind of creative thing I want to do. She drank.
So a lot of artists in your family, huh?
All over huge amounts. I mean, my mother dated John Altoon, who was an amazing artist, and he was the first man to streak in Westwood in Los Angeles. He got arrested for it, but I don't think he did it as streak to be wild. He was just like, I'm getting naked. And I did some performances in L.A. I was a burlesque queen. I built a circus tent under the Los Angeles Bridge. The cops came. I did a lot of burlesque.
The topless dancer on Broadway when Carol Doda was there. I used to run shows at Peppermint Street, which is the biggest club on Broadway, back in '66.
My mom used to take me to Vanessi's to eat at the Italian restaurant, and I just remember that big neon sign with Carol Doda and her cherry bomb nipples flashing on and off.
It's still there. That's the only one that's still there, actually. There's some others, they've changed the names on them, and now they're just peep shows for porno guys, that jack off or something. But it used to be big shows. They'd have like 8-piece bands and stuff, and big shows going.
Hey, George, what about that one? And I bring back that character. Burlesque at its finest, using music. I'm all for it.
Yeah. And vaudeville. I like vaudeville, too.
Oh, I love that. I'm not talking about naked. I'm talking about wearing,
shows.
Show.
Not peep shows, but, I mean, a real show going on. Who cares if you're naked or not? Naked don't bother me. I used to get paid for being half naked on stage, so never bothered me a bit.
Oh, God. Well, I think I just did it because I wanted to see what it felt like.
I went to this one place, back in the hippie days. Somebody took me out to this ranch, Willer's Ranch, and everybody there was naked. Everybody was just wandering around. They lived on the land, and they built little huts and stuff, and they were all running around naked. So I took off my clothes at the gate and wandered around the place. Everyone introduced me to everybody. We walked through the place stark naked. But then I was topless dance. What the fuck? So I'm naked. So what?
Robin.
What? Yes.
I wanted to ask you what was the moment that you decided, okay, that's it. I want to do this. Like you wanted to be an actress.
Oh God. Since I was born, and especially my deep sadness of a young child as I was growing up, I dreamt of it. I wanted it. I am very lucky because it was very hard in the Hollywood with my headshots and all that kind of stuff. People thought I was, an alien. I'm so lucky I was able to do what I was to do. I wasn't a big networker, ever since I was little. And so I blessed the woman, Suzanne, when I walked in and she gave me that part. She gave me a gift that was like a chain of events. Ever since I probably remember. Yeah, and I'm my big hippie child who's 18 lives on the land with farms and chickens. I do have a hippie son. But that's what I remember ever since I was little. And so it wasn't something that it was something I had to do. It came from my heart, and live and breathe, it's part of me. I do theater every day. I'm a dramatic person. I was always, nobody will understand you. Nobody understands you. Nobody understands you. But I think the people who love me do, and thank you for asking that question.
So you got a kid?
I've got an 18-year-old boy, Samuel Wyatt Jepson. He lives on the land. He surfs. He's gone to Australia. He doesn't want things. So it's so funny. My son is my soul. He healed my heart as acting, as being on stage. So, isn't it great? These are grand things in life. And thank you for letting me voice. And so I've become emotional.
Well, there's like 2 minutes left on the show. I wanted to ask if there's anything that you're doing or anything you want to plug.
Well, I'm plugging. So I'm the Catering Girl. It's a great big story. It'll be a book. I hope it'll be done by the end of 2014. That's what I want to plug. That's all. I want to plug your radio show. I think it's awesome, Girl George. I want to come plug you and see you and sing a song. And, maybe you sing it. I'll give you the words, you sing it. How about that? Because I can't sing.
Sure you can.
Well, thank you, George.
I don't sing. I scream. I'm not a singer. I'm a screamer.
I'd like to sing the song you wrote, the Sailor one.
Oh, fucking old sailors in Chinatown. I didn't write that. That was done by the Holy Molder Rounders, and I just learned. I wrote "You Make Me Feel Like a Whore" and "Johnny's Got Herpes" and "Perverts Everywhere." But fucking old sailors in Chinatown was a Holy Molder Rounder song, written by some girl named Antonio, whoever she is, one of their old girlfriends.
So awesome, Joy. Those are awesome songs. I want to sing one of those, and I'll.
You can learn that one. I can teach that to you. You can get it off the web. You'd be great at doing that song. You could do a Mae West show. You know how Mae West did all those brawny ones? You'd be good at that.
Oh, I'm great at that. Well, I'm going to surprise you. I'm not going to tell you I'm coming. How soon should I come to the show? They start at 8.
Well, if you learn the fucking all the cities, they know that song. So if you learn that one, they can back you up on that for sure, because they back me up on it all the time.
Okay.
It's on the web. It's up on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube.
and listen in on the radio program. It's going to be archived in a matter of minutes. This is Gypsy Poet Radio. And Girl George, thank you for a wonderful afternoon, this lovely Sunday afternoon. And I just want to say thank you so much, Robin Harvey Trousdale. You have quite a story to tell. You've got some enriching tales there. And please be on the lookout for the publication coming out called The Catering Girl, hopefully coming out in the coming year of 2014. And I will be having links and promos and things like that coming your way. And
great talking to you, Robin.
Yes.
Thank you, Girl George. Love you.
Yes. This is the Gypsy Poet along with Girl George. Yes. And, of course, Robin Harvey Trousdale saying adieu for now.
Ciao.